I'm gonna prepare a chicken stir fry.
So it's a creamy chicken pasta that we're going to do here.
I'm gonna prepare a chicken stir fry.
So it's a creamy chicken pasta that we're going to do here.
I'm gonna prepare a chicken stir fry.
Welcome to Luna Lifestyles, Luna Today. My name is Steve, aka So Sick, and the weather's pretty good these days. It's a bit cold in the night, but nothing too much. I mean, even wearing this in the studio is a bit too warm for me. Gym regiment has been part of my life the past few days. I've been enjoying the fact that I'm back in the gym. Thank goodness that the instructors haven't noticed me walking after 6 months of not being there. So I'm just doing light weights. I'm trying to get my jacket body in. So in the studio today, I have somebody all the way from the beautiful country of Kenya. And he didn't fly here, he didn't do anything like that, he cycled here. His name is Ben Haggai, or Haggai Ben. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you, Steve, for having me.
No? You've been in Zambia for how long?
They've refused to teach me. They will only speak, but not tell me, hey, you know what? These are the few phrases you need to know as passing by or along different places.
I mean, you're passing a lot of rural areas.
Yeah, that's true.
And a lot of people will probably, you would probably want something.
Yep.
Maybe like refreshments, or maybe just use of the facilities.
Yeah. I mean, I want to agree with that, but the other thing is most people are actually understanding English, so it's easy to just say, hey, give me that, and they'll be like, oh, this one, yes. Oh, you want to sleep here? Yes, this amount. So it's pretty direct.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel it's hard.
Not that complicated.
It's not complicated at all. I almost feel at home. Just as I told you when you started, just feel at home.
Yeah, because even when we met you earlier, I know we caught you cycling.
Yeah.
Us. Yeah, I mean, welcome to Ndola, the friendly city.
Thank you so much.
I mean, this is our cold season. Can you believe?
It is cold.
Is it?
It is cold. As you put it outrightly, in the evening, the temperature really drops. Yeah. And early morning, I always have my jacket before I start my rides, and sometimes even the gloves.
Yeah.
Then at around 8:10 there, I begin removing the layers again. Yeah, but it's pretty warm during the day.
You know, I had my first bike, my BMX bike. I know
Yep.
my father bought that one. I assembled it myself and I fell in love with it. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to ride bikes as I got older. I mean, when did you fall in love with riding bikes, and when did this journey start?
Oh, good question. So
Yeah.
it started in 2019. So in 2018, I had leg surgery. I used to run, and so during my running moment, I got an injury. The injury led to a surgery. 1 year later, I was told, hey, you can no longer pound. So like, what do I do next? Then I started looking for a bike. I got a bike, and my wife is the one who actually bought the bike as a gift.
She must regret that. She must regret it a lot.
The same bike,
The same one?
yes.
Okay.
And that is how my journey started. So 2019, I started off like it's part of just me, exercise,
Yeah.
and it's part of my lifestyle wellness. And so when I started doing my first ride, I did like 20K. 2 weeks later, I'm doing 200. I think it was just excitement, because when you run, in my case, if I used to do like 21 kilometers every Sunday, so I wanted to feel sweaty, I've used the energy, while cycling is more relaxed, so I had to cover more kilometers to have the same impact.
Yeah.
And so that's how my journey for cycling started. It was from an injury.
So it's been like 6 years then?
Yes, thereabouts.
6 years, and
Yes.
you've made it this far.
Yep.
I mean, I've been to Nairobi before, pretty populated place.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, there are bikes everywhere. So I can understand someone from Kenya being on a bike. Here, not so much. I think in the other cities, just getting his first bikers, you know, those illegal ones who don't wear helmets or anything. But we're getting there for transportation. But when I went to Kenya, it blew my mind. The fact that it was about bikes. Everything was about bikes. If you don't use a bike, you won't get where you're going. I mean, that's just like this. So what's the culture like when it comes to cycling in Kenya?
Yeah, I'll give my own story. So
Yeah.
since then, I go to Nairobi every day. I commute using their bicycle.
Really?
So I rarely use a matatu. Matatu is basically a form of transport from one point to the other. And so I use the bicycle, which takes me about 45 minutes, 20 kilometers distance. And then in the evening, I go back home the same way. So that is normal to me. And so we have so many other people who are doing the same because there are enabling factors. For example, the areas will find their lanes that are dedicated, while others we're still looking forward to a future where we'll have more dedicated lanes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we also have a bike center, bicycle center, where you cycle into town, you go there, park your bike, pay for like 50 shillings would be like how many? It's I can't relate it to the quarter.
I can't.
Yeah, but you pay for it, you have shower, a locker, and that's what I do. I just go this way, I get there, take a shower, go to the office, after that, back again. And that one is an enabling thing because we want an active society where wellness is a priority.
And men have been accused of not even taking care of their health, especially not even going to medical facilities to have their tests done or whatever it is. In our country, in this country, we have the term where men are no longer landlords because their wives outlives them. Even the death rates for men or the age limit for men is way lower than for women. So I mean, it's nice to see you fit. I mean, usually we see Europeans passing through our country doing these things, but a fellow African from Kenya, how did your journey start, and which countries have you been to?
Yeah, so my journey, I'll give you a bit of history very fast. So my journey trying to pick up cycling started at 40. They say everything begins at 40. So at 40, I decided, hey, why not try and encourage any person within the same age group to be active and know that wellness is a priority. So I took a challenge to cycle 40 days, 9 countries, 7,000 kilometers. So that's what led me to my first challenge. And I was championing for, is it possible for somebody to actually cycle across African countries, the East and Southern? And fabulous it was. Yes, there are challenges, but it actually showed me there is a possibility that someone is able to do that.
Because I mean, you talked about the challenges. I mean, we have a lot of little conflicts happening in some of these regions that you're passing through. How did you maneuver through some of these countries with all those, especially with that behind in the back of your mind?
What has really helped me throughout my cycling is talking to local communities. So whenever I get somewhere and I feel there's something that will happen, I'll just stop, ask the nearby shopkeeper, someone who is at the roadside, and say, how safe is it? Can I proceed? They'll let me know, hey, you know what? You're going through an animal zone, wild animal zone, so it's good for you to pass maybe as early as 7, but don't move as late as 6. So those are the information I use based on community.
What sort of animals are we talking about here? Lions?
I haven't met
Cheetahs?
I haven't met them, those ones, but elephant, a wildcat, the small wildcat, those are met out in Zimbabwe. Through the Chirundu National Park. There's a massive
you passed through a national park?
Yes.
I could never, ever.
Passing through the national park was not the problem at all. It's going through it with its topology, because it's an elevation. You're going through Zambezi escarpment. So that was
those
yes.
Legs,
the
legs gotta be working pretty hard.
Pretty hard. So basically, wellness, road safety. That was 2023. Then 2024. I rallied to support a girl who had liver challenges in Kenya, and she was out in India. They were having struggle with the medical bill. So I circled across Kenya. We have 47 counties. I went into 46 counties, just rallying people to...
All across Kenya?
Yes, all across Kenya. And I should be, I think so, I'm the first Kenyan to have cycled across the 46 counties in Kenya, living around Mandera. And then in 2025, here I am, championing for Turna Syndrome, which is a condition that is quite rare. It only affects the female. A little biology, XY is for male, and then XX is for female.
I mean, when I found out that you were doing this for Turna Syndrome, I gotta tell you the truth. Been in this business for like 18 years. I had no idea what you're talking about. So I had to Google it pretty quick, and I something about feet, wide chests, and
this web neck. So those are physical features. Yes.
Yeah, so tell us more about Turna Syndrome.
Yeah, so Turna Syndrome is a condition, it's a genetic condition that a girl or a female is born without an X or partially an X. So they end up having, instead of 46 chromosomes, they end up having 45. And so that one by itself has now challenges when they are born. So one will begin by asking the question, can it be known when the child is at the womb? The answer is yes. Some features, physical features can be seen, like you see the neck, web neck. Yes. The spine might be a little bit having a, how do you call it, a curve. So those small things can be monitored.
Okay.
But where do you monitor all this is the question. And you're lucky you were able to Google. But there's little information in Africa. And for sure, I can mention there are 2 organizations in Africa who are actually championing for Turna. So we have Turna Trust in Kenya. Then we have Turna Foundation in South Africa. And then there's one that has just sprouted. It's Turna Africa, just to rally for this. But in terms of research about Turna, it's only in Botswana, Marina University, that have been able to conduct a solid Turna Syndrome case. So that is much of information. So I asked myself the question, what if I'm the only person who seem not to be knowing this? How will it look like? How can I raise awareness on this particular condition?
That's what I was going to ask as well. I mean, because, there's HIV, there's smallpox, there's all these things that we as Africans, but we've never, why the passion for Turna Syndrome? Is it close to you somehow? I'm looking at your neck. You look fine to me. What's why that particular?
Yeah, the particular subject is because I was having a conversation with my sister who knew that she is a Turna at the age of 30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Only at 30.
Only at 30. So the question was, her telling her story. She was like, how many more Turnas end up at 30 and don't know? Yeah. She's had like 2 open surgery, heart surgery, So challenges of stigma while growing up, looking different, and those are things that we might not be able to see them as caregivers and friends around, but the person who is going through the process will always remember such things quite well. And so how it resonates with me is basically my sibling born with Turnas, knowing it at the age of 30, and now meeting other Turnas allows me now to be the voice.
Feeling part of the world.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm thinking about, how Africa, especially the poverty and especially a lot of lack of exposure with a lot of information. I mean, if this was a child born in a village somewhere, how will they be treated? Even just urban settings like ours.
Yeah, true.
I mean, we don't know anything about it. So, I mean, what has your awareness done for a lot of people with Turna syndrome?
That's a powerful question. There's a lady by the name of Delilah. She's from Goma. Her story was showcased by a European journalist who flew all the way and went to Goma and shared a story. It's on YouTube. But what was quite profound is, even at that point in time, there was nothing like diagnosis. It was more of, what is happening? Why is this child unique? And for a fact, I'm just from Congo. I've met another Turna. It's also known as Urich condition. And Helen, not her real name, Helen basically tells me that she was more lucky because she had time in South Africa. And in South Africa, they were able to do tests early. And she got the medication. It's more so hormonal therapy.
So you can catch it.
Yes.
You can catch it early.
Earlier, yes, there are lots that can be done. And even apart from just saying earlier, continuity of healthcare is important, so that we are looking at the person through their growth, not only one time. So my sister needs to continue going for checkup for her heart.
Yeah.
She needs to do that. For those who don't have, like for example, who miss into growing tall, they need to be checking into their growth hormone so that they're able to get the supplementary medication and so on. So everything is done early. And just like a prenatal checkup, we should do it the same and treat it the same way for any person who is Turna at that point. Two, the other emphasis is it only South Africa, or can we learn from South Africa and have it in any other African country so that it doesn't make cost of medication expensive? Because if it was here in dollar and you can go for a test, or a mother when she delivers they can do a test, then the next thing is we show you your treatment plan for the next X years, and that would be fabulous, and everybody will live healthy, and that is exactly what I'm doing. So the awareness is more of sharing these stories, allowing people to understand that it's not only this one story, but this one story could be the next change maker, allowing you who is hoping to be a parent, you might have a Turna as a child. You should take care of her. You should not discriminate. You should understand it's quite normal. You who is a parent, a grandparent taking care of a Turna, you should also understand that, hey, it's like any other child in your home or a house, in your clan, name it. Take care of each other. We are all one.
Blow a whistle for yourself. Blow a whistle for yourself right now. Let's go. You need to blow a whistle for yourself. That is the whistle for all the activism that you're doing over the Turna, and I really appreciate you coming. And welcome to Ndola, the friendly city. Yeah?
Thank you so much. It is friendly, I must say.
Yeah, look at everybody. Everyone is smiling here. And even if you get out, have you been here before?
I only passed by, heading to Lubumbashi, Congo.
Yeah.
So, so far I've covered almost quarterway, 3,000 kilometers, so to speak, since I left Kenya. And Zambia marked my third country, so Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, and then went to Congo, which was my fourth country. So it's nice to just be in Ndola, the copper belt.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of mining, because even as I do the awareness, I'm also appreciating some of the things that I'm seeing. The culture, the economic bearing, and so on, things that I learned in school, being able to see them. It's quite something, just on a bicycle.
Ben Haggai.
Thank you, Steve.
Even though we're ending this interview, but What's your first name? Is it Ben or Haggai?
It's Ben.
Ben. All right. Thanks, Ben Haggai, joining us on Luna today. Make sure you follow him. Where are we following you from?
Yeah, so
Where are you following your journey from?
everywhere. Ben Haggai on Instagram, Ben Haggai on Facebook, then Black Cyclist for Africa on TikTok, at Ben Haggai O on X, and follow Turna Africa on all the pages that they do have. Thank you.
Yeah, so make sure that you follow him and follow his journey. Where are you landing up next? I hear it's Kenya, right?
Yes, Kenya is my last destination, but I'm from here. I'm heading down to Lusaka, Livingstone, then into Namibia, going down all the way to Cape Town, then starting to come up through the kingdom of Lesotho, Eswatini, then Mozambique, back up into South Africa, then Botswana, Zimbabwe, back to Mozambique, then Malawi, then I'll be back now to Tanzania, then back to Kenya.
One more whistle for yourself.
Yep.
Let's do. And that wraps up our Luna today. Thank you very much for joining me. My name's Steve, aka So Sick. Catch us for another one tomorrow.
So it's a creamy chicken pasta that we're going to do here.
I'm gonna prepare chicken stir fry.